Wouldn't it be great to quick and easy monitor MIDI messages which are going into tracks, into MIDI tracks in Ableton Live? Hi, I'm Toby from abletondrummer.com, and I want to show you two of my MIDI monitor Max for Live devices which make this really easy. So for example, let's say you want a big pop-up window, so you got this device here which you can place on a MIDI track, just making sure that the MIDI is being routed right. So for example, I'm using my SL Studio here. This is being routed into this MIDI track, and you get this nice big pop-up window which you can resize, and you can save and store the position so it will open up again on the place where you put it to. Just press the S here. So how does it work? So you get a clear button. Let's clear the messages. So now, just if it's sitting on this track, it will show you which notes and which kind of MIDI messages you're sending here. It's really nice because it gives you the note value, so an F3, octave 3, and it will give you the MIDI numbers here as well. Obviously, it shows you like the on velocity, so for example 66, and off the zero velocity here as well. So this works for note, for CC, for aftertouch, pitch bend, and for program changes. So you sometimes might have this issue that you're getting too many or some weird MIDI messages happening somewhere. So for this, the pop-up window is great because you can have multiple devices of those on multiple tracks. So if we create a new MIDI track, and if we just take this device and put it on there as well, copy and pasting is sometimes a little bit funny with Max for Live devices, and as you can see, it's reopening and resizing. So now we're not only getting this pop-up window we can place anywhere, but we're getting the names here as well. So they could sit actually here, and we would still know we are observing MIDI track 2 or MIDI track 4. Let's change the name quickly. Changed name, whatever. So if we press refresh now, it will take the new name, and it will show you as well which inputs are selected in here. So external, all ins. So if we gonna change this, for example, to the computer keyboard, it will change now, and it will only display the MIDI notes being sent in via the computer keyboard here. Okay, so this gives you a really nice overview, as I said, and as I showed you before, you can change the sizes here as well. So you can store up to 1000 MIDI messages. So for example, if I put in a lot of notes, you can see you're getting this navigation here, and you can scroll through all the different MIDI messages you put in last here. You want to make sure that you're not using this for live performance, because the whole clearing after 1000 is quite like, it clears 1000 messages. So just use it for setting up stuff, or if you have a lower value in here, it will be fine for live use as well. Okay, you can deselect stuff. So for example, I have this SL Studio keyboard here, which is not only sending notes, it's sending aftertouch as well. So let's put up a bit more, a few more messages to recall, and we can see that we have some aftertouch messages happening here. So if we now scroll down, we can see a lot of aftertouch messages are being stored in here as well. This way we can see, we're actually not sending only notes here, we are sending some other messages as well, which is aftertouch. So that's good to know, especially if you MIDI map something, if you quickly want to find out actually what kind of MIDI is my controller sending. Just put the device on a track. There are two different versions. One is coming with a pop-up window, and one is just sitting on the track. So this is this one here. Let's fold down the pop-ups for now. So we now have the X-Touch Mini as a MIDI input in here. Track monitor is set to in, so the MIDI is being passed through this track. Let's press clear, and now I can press those buttons. I obviously need to switch on the note input or activate all if I need to, and now I can see this is actually sending a CC number 6, and the different values I can see them as here on number 6. So if I want to know like what kind of MIDI notes I'm sending here, I can observe that here as well, and this can help you quite a lot if you quickly want to find out stuff. Obviously, a very similar device like this one without the pop-up was included in Ableton 10, in Ableton 10 Suite. Those are Max for Live devices. They only work if you got Max for Live, by the way, which is included in Suite or can be bought as an add-on towards Ableton Live Standard. You can always get the Suite trial for 3 months if you are not sure about the investment. Okay, so back to the use case here. So there was something included in Ableton Live Suite 10, which was really similar like this, but it's not anymore in Ableton Live 11, which is you can still find it around the web. You can, or if you have 10. But the pop-up stuff here is, I think, a nicer way, because you aren't always sure, especially when things are a little bit, wait, I'm getting a MIDI message from somewhere I shouldn't. You can actually quickly see which track is sending MIDI stuff. Here you get a nice overview. You don't need to look on every track individually. You can just have those devices on here. As I said, turn them off for performance. It's just not a huge spike or not a huge CPU usage. Actually, it's quite small, but still, like, you want to keep things as clean as possible for performance. So obviously you can as well get other MIDI monitor apps as well, but that's always going away from your main project you're in and going into a second software. So I think workflow wise, this is quite a good option here. You can even MIDI map or key map things here to turn off and on, just making sure, automate stuff for having stuff being turned on and off. And this way you can observe MIDI and monitor MIDI in a really nice way. Okay, so links for those two MIDI monitor devices, Max for Live devices, again, Max for Live, you need Max for Live for using that, are in the video description here. Just head over to abletondrummer.com and do a search there if you want to do that. There are a lot of different Max for Live devices with a focus on live performance, to be honest, here as well. So have a look there if you're looking for a solution, and take care. Bye-bye.